This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Zus Coffee completes comeback, boots out Choco Mucho to reach PVL quarters. Luka locked in. Doncic fired up for Slovenia after Lakers mega deal. Trump vows to deploy military, secure LA 2028 Olympics at all costs. In Major League Baseball, Rays blast Angels 7-3. 7-run fourth stuns Anaheim. While in the WNBA, Sparks end fever streak at 5. Mitchell scores 34 in 191 loss. And our sports correspondent Sheila Salaysay reports on the PBA's 3-year ban on players who refuse contracts and leave for other leagues. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 6th of August. Now, here's our roundup. Zus Coffee completed a stunning 5-set comeback to eliminate Choco Mucho 22-25, 20-25, 25-16, 25-17, 15-10, and secured the last spot in the PVL On-Tour quarterfinals at the Phil Sports Arena. Chini Arroyo powered Zus with 21 points, while Jovelyn Gonzaga scored 16, including 5 in the final set to fuel the comeback. The veteran spiker sparked an 11-6 blitz in the 5th before blocks from Fiola Ceballos and AC Minor set up match point. Gonzaga sealed it with a kill, denying Choco Mucho a last-gasp rally. It was Zeus's 4th 5-set win in 5 matches this preseason, spoiling Isa Molde's 27-point explosion for Choco Mucho, which exited with 5 straight losses. Cloan Mondoñedo had 22 excellent sets. AC Minor added 14 and 4 blocks, while Kate Santiago and Ceballos chipped in 10 each. Choco Mucho's efforts were led by Molde, Royce Tubino's 17 points, Aisha Uegos' 11 markers and 10 digs, and Cherry Nunag's 10 points. But it wasn't enough to stop Zeus's momentum. Zus Coffee now faces unbeaten PLDT in another knockout duel on Thursday at the same venue. Fresh off a massive extension with the Lakers, Luka Doncic returns to Slovenia leaner, focused, and ready to chase Eurobasket glory. Just weeks after signing a 3-year, $165 million extension with the Los Angeles Lakers, the 26-year-old arrived at training camp in peak shape, turning heads with a leaner frame and high spirits. He jumped into warm-ups ahead of their first friendly against world champions Germany on August 8th. Slovenia will play 5 more exhibitions before kicking off Eurobasket 2025 against Poland on August 28th. They're in a tough group with France, Belgium, Iceland, and Israel. After the Lakers' early playoff exit, Doncic focused on fitness and conditioning, landing on the cover of Men's Health and earning praise across the league. Now locked in for his prime years and with new pieces like Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton joining the Lakers, Doncic is determined to bring success to both country and club. Buckle up, the road to LA 2028 just got louder and more explosive. With just over 1,000 days until the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, President Donald Trump has dropped another bombshell. He announced he's ready to use the National Guard or even the U.S. military to ensure the games are safe.
We'll do anything necessary to keep the Olympics safe, including using our National Guard or military. This is going to be so safe, and if we have to.
The statement came as he signed an executive order creating a White House task force, which he will chair, to handle security, transportation, and visa processing for athletes and officials. Also present were VP J.D. Vance, AG Pam Bondi, FCC Chair Brendan Carr, Olympians Nastia Liukin and Brad Snyder, plus LA 2028 Chair Casey Wasserman, who gifted Trump a set of 1984 Olympic medals. Trump also praised the ban on transgender athletes in women's sports, promising strong gender testing for LA 2028, a move that may clash with IOC rules. With political tensions, security promises, and the Olympic flame on the horizon, LA 2028 is shaping up to be more than just a sports spectacle. Now in Major League Baseball, in just one inning, the Tampa Bay Rays turned a scoreless showdown into a stunning rout, leaving the Angels reeling in Anaheim. Brandon Lowe crushed a two-run homer. Jake Mangum followed with a two-run single. And the Tampa Bay Rays unleashed a 7-run fourth inning to defeat the Los Angeles Angels 7-3 at Angel Stadium. After 3 no-hit innings by Angels starter Jose Soriano, the Rays broke loose in the fourth, starting with a chopper single from Yandy Diaz and a 411-foot blast from Lowe, his 12th of the season. The hits kept coming, with Caminero singling, Josh Lowe doubling, and Mangum driving in 2 more. Hunter Feducia added a double, Taylor Walls dropped a safety squeeze, and Chandler Simpson capped the rally with an RBI double. Ryan Pepiot held Los Angeles in check, throwing 4 perfect innings to start and finishing with 5 2/3 innings of 3-run ball, improving to 3-0 in his career versus the Angels and snapping a 5-start winless streak. Joe Adell provided all 3 RBIs for the Angels, including a 2-run homer in the 5th and an RBI single in the 6th. Soriano took the loss, allowing 7 runs on 7 hits in 4 innings. It was only the Rays' second win in their last 13 road games, but this one came in dominant fashion, all in 1 inning. In the WNBA, it was Hollywood Lights, big-time buckets, and a showdown that snapped a decade-long streak. The Los Angeles Sparks shut down the red-hot Indiana Fever, snapping their longest win streak in over a decade with a 191 victory at Crypto.com Arena. In front of a star-studded crowd that included Leslie Jones, Ashton Kutcher, Jalen Green, and Jaren Jackson Jr., the Sparks put on a show. 4 starters hit double figures, led by Kelsey Plum's monster double-double, 25 points and 11 rebounds. Rikia Jackson matched her with 25 points. Azura Stevens dropped 19, and Derica Hamby added 16. The Sparks dominated with the third quarter with a 15-4 run that blew the game open, holding off a late Fever surge in the final minutes. Los Angeles also out-rebounded Indiana 38-30 and outscored them in the paint 48-36. The Sparks, who entered 3-9 at home, improved to 4-9 at Crypto and 13-15 overall, also grabbing a key tiebreaker with their 3rd win over Indiana this season. Kelsey Mitchell led the Fever with 34 points and 6 assists. Aaliyah Boston had 15 points and 9 rebounds, just shy of her 7th straight double-double. The streak is over, but the playoff push is just getting started. Now, what if I told you a man sworn to protect the game secretly took pieces of its history and sold them to the highest bidder? A former Miami Heat security officer who once had VIP access to the team's most guarded memorabilia is now facing serious federal charges after allegedly stealing and selling hundreds of game-worn jerseys worth millions of dollars. Marcus Thomas Perez, a 62-year-old retired Miami police veteran, made his first federal court appearance. Prosecutors say he ran a shocking 3-year operation, moving over 100 stolen NBA items valued at nearly $2 million across state lines. Among the stolen goods, a LeBron James Miami Heat jersey worn during the NBA Finals, reportedly sold by Perez for just $100,000. That same piece of hardwood history later fetched a staggering $3.7 million at Sotheby's auction. Investigators executed a search warrant at Perez's Miami residence on April 3, uncovering nearly 300 stolen jerseys along with other valuable memorabilia. The Miami Heat confirmed the items were taken from their secure facility. Perez had exclusive access to a restricted equipment room inside the Kaseya Center, where more than 400 game-worn jerseys were allegedly stolen. He had served the Heat from 2016 to 2021 and continued as an NBA security employee until 2025. Now, a man trusted to guard legends of the game finds himself at the center of a scandal that rocked the league's inner circle. When trust breaks down, even championship legacies aren't safe. And now here's your daily dose of sports lingo. What do you call that sleek spinning gliding move that ice dancers do in perfect sync? It's called a twizzle, one of the most technically demanding elements in figure skating, especially in ice dancing. A twizzle is a traveling spin performed on one foot, with the skater rotating while moving across the ice in a straight line. Twizzles are often performed in sequences, and when done by ice dancing pairs, they must stay perfectly synchronized, making it a true test of skill and teamwork. So next time you see that mesmerizing spinning step across the ice, you know you're witnessing a twizzle, a move that separates the good from the great. It's time for our off-court buzzer. The City of Angels just landed a superstar. Son Heung-min, South Korea's football icon, has signed with Los Angeles FC, completing a stunning transfer after a decade with Tottenham. He watched LAFC's Leagues Cup match from a luxury suite as fans went wild seeing him on the video board. LAFC reportedly paid over $20 million, possibly the biggest transfer fee in MLS history. Son leaves Spurs with 173 goals in 454 appearances and a Europa League title to cap off his legendary run. Now he plays in a city with the largest Korean population outside Korea, just minutes away from Koreatown. He reunites with former captain Hugo Lloris and joins an LAFC squad currently 6th in the West, with games in hand and championship aspirations. He is expected to pair with Dennis Buanga in a deadly attack as LAFC looks to bounce back after Giroud's disappointing stint. Coach Steve Cherundolo is set to leave this winter, and Son's arrival could signal the start of a new chapter. This isn't just a signing, it's a blockbuster. Up next, our sports correspondent Sheila Salaysay reports on the PBA's 3-year ban on players who refuse contracts and leave for other leagues. Be in the know. So keep it here on the Scorecard. Welcome back to the Scorecard. The PBA just sent a loud, unmistakable message to its players. Loyalty matters or face the consequences. According to reports, the PBA approved the new rule to balance player freedom with roster stability as competition for Filipino talent continues to grow worldwide. Here's our sports correspondent Sheila Salaysay with this report.
The PBA has approved a shocking new rule, imposing a 3-year ban on players who refuse to sign with their mother teams despite receiving valid offers. The decision, finalized by the PBA Board of Governors on July 17, aims to curb the growing exodus of stars to foreign leagues like the KBL and Japan's B-League. This after recent defections by the likes of Arvin Tolentino, William Navarro, and Jamie Malonzo to sign abroad. Rookies who turn down a uniform player's contract and play elsewhere will be banned for 3 years from the date the offer was made. The drafting team keeps rights to the player unless those rights are traded. Veterans whose contracts expire are given a 30-day negotiation window with their current team. Refusing to engage or sign a valid offer during that time and then joining another league also triggers the 3-year ban. This new policy replaces the old 5-year sit-out rule from 2021 and removes any option for early re-entry into the PBA. But, as always, there are exemptions. Players become unrestricted free agents if their teams fail to offer a contract within 30 days of expiration, or if they played at least 7 seasons or 21 conferences. The Scorecard has reached out to BBA top brass to further comment on this new ruling, but they have yet to respond. One thing is for sure, the hammer has been dropped, and the game just changed. Some see this as a move to protect the league's future. Others see it as a power play that may backfire. Either way, the battle between player freedom and league control just got real. Reporting for the Scorecard, Sheila Salaysay, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Up next, a Western showdown with playoff implications. Aja Wilson is locked in. Jewel Lloyd's feeling legendary. But the Valkyries still believe they can make some noise. Who sets the pace? Who strikes first? The answers start Thursday night. So keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, let's talk about what just happened here in the WNBA, or what's about to happen. The Las Vegas Aces didn't just bounce back. They unloaded on the Valkyries. Jewel Lloyd, a woman possessed. 7 threes, 27 points, a flamethrower performance that said, we are not done yet. Now, they roll into San Francisco with smoke still trailing off of their jerseys. And Golden State, they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. This is the 4th time that these two squads meet this season. And if you watched Sunday's blowout, then you know, these Aces, they're not messing around anymore. They led by 25 at halftime. The bench, 25 points. The Valkyries bench, just 2 points. Vegas made 18 threes in that game, 18. And that tied a franchise record. And it wasn't just about shooting. It was about statement energy. Now here's what's a little bit wild. Aja Wilson didn't even need to go nuclear. She had 14 points, 14 boards, but still looked like the most dominant presence on the floor. Jackie Young, she added 20. Chelsea Gray quietly chipped in 11. And this team looked like a playoff veteran flipping the switch. Now let's flip the script. The Valkyries are 14-14 and trending in the right direction overall. But their last outing, that was a reality check. Ileana Rupert gave them 17-8. Carla Leite and Leticia Amihiri tried to keep it respectable. But the moment was too big. And that's the thing about expansion teams. They're still learning how to take a punch from a contender. And that flagrant 2 on Janelle Salon, it didn't just hurt their chances. It lit the fuse on Jewel Lloyd. Golden State's biggest strength is their 3-point shooting. They average nearly 10 per game. But when you give up 18 on the other end, that math gets ugly and fast. Now this game will come to one thing. Can the Valkyries withstand that opening punch? Because if Vegas starts hot again, this could get away from them early, just like it did on Sunday. So keep an eye on turnovers and bench scoring. In their last matchup, the Aces dominated both. That's where Golden State needs a spark. Maybe from Veronica Burton, who's averaging over 5 assists a game. Or from someone like Salaon, if she keeps her composure. You want a defining game for Las Vegas? This is it. A chance to go over 500, sweep the season series, and remind the league that they're still built for October. Now, Golden State, yeah, they're gritty, they've got heart, but this ain't the night to learn on the fly. Stay ahead of the game as the race for the WNBA playoffs hits full speed. Big stars, bigger moments. And here's your full court outlook for tomorrow. And that's a wrap on our WNBA primetime preview. One team's climbing, the other's desperate to hold ground. The stakes are rising, the clock is ticking. So tune in, lock in, and as always, keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From a generational basketball talent whose multi-dimensional skills have propelled him to becoming a pro at just 13 years old. A EuroLeague MVP at 19 and now one of the most recognizable athletes on the planet. Luka Doncic. He once said, basketball is a team sport. Individual success means nothing without the team's success. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on the Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport right here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.